Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपी कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। तुलसी राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय।
जय।
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा everyone.
हरे कृष्णा रीना जी, हरे कृष्णा सचिन, कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा निशा,
Hare Krishna everyone.
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
And we actually have Soham joining us. I think his school has started. Hello Soham, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you.
You too.
All right. So I think we'll get started with our Srimad Bhagavatam. And today is 200th session, as we know. So that's really nice. I think slowly and slowly, we are getting there. So today we are reading, yesterday we read Shlok 52nd of chapter 20th, Canto 3. Yeah. So what's going on right now is, as we see, Lord Brahmaji, is expanding the universe. Or Mahatma Vidur and Maitreya Muni, as we know, right? So at Ganga Tatpar, Mahatma Vidur is asking all these questions to Maitreya Muni. Yeah. And the first conversation is started with Lord Varaha Avatar. So we saw how Lord Varaha appeared. Yeah. And then how Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu appeared. And then after that, Mahatma Vidur is asking Maitreya Muni to explain how Lord Brahmaji expanded the universe and how the Manus appeared. Yeah. So as we saw, there are 14 Manus in one day of Lord Brahma, right? 4,032,000,000 years of one day of Brahma. There are 14 Manus appears. Each Manu's duration is 4,032,000 times 71. Yeah. So that's Manu's duration. The first Manu which appeared was Shambhu Manu. So what Maitreya Muni is now kind of telling Mahatma Vidur is how first Lord Brahmaji created even Asuras, right? Then Gandharvas, then Pitradevs. Then we saw like how Vidyadhars and Kinnaras, right? The Vidyadhar and Kinnara who are invisible, but almost like Devatas, they were created, and then how the Manus are created. So basically what we are reading right now is how Brahmaji created Manu, and the first Manu is Shambhu Manu in this day of Lord Brahma. Yeah. So yesterday we read, having equipped himself with austere penance, adoration, mental concentration, and absorption in devotion, accompanied by dissipation, and having controlled his senses, Brahma, the self-born living creature, evolved great sages as his beloved sons. So in the previous sloks, we read how the Manu created and then how he evolved the great sages as his beloved sons. So that's what we are reading. Let's read this purport just to understand it better. Soham?
The ritualistic performance of sacrifice are meant for material economic development. In other words, they are meant to keep the body in good condition for cultivation or of spiritual knowledge. But for the actual attainment of spiritual knowledge, other qualifications are needed. What is essential is vidya, or worship of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes the word yoga is used to refer to gymnastic performances of different bodily postures which help mental concentration. Generally, the different bodily postures in the yoga system are accepted by less intelligent men by the end of view, but they are meant to concentrate the mind upon the super soul after creating persons for economic development. Brahma created sages who would set the example for spiritual realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what is the most important point mentioned here is for the spiritual realization. What is important is the worship of the Supreme Lord, and that's the important yoga. And as we can see, Lord Brahma himself, yeah, controlling his senses, says Rishikesha, yeah, he's controlling the senses, and then he evolved the great sages as his beloved sons. So as we know, like the Brahma Rishis, yeah. So let's read the next shlok, Nisha.
तेभ्यश्चैकैकशः स्वस्य देहस्यां शमदादजः यत्स समाधियोगर्धित पोविद्या विरक्तिमत. To each one of these sons, the unborn creator of the universe gave a part of his own body, which was characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration, and renunciation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so how it is explained is Lord Brahma himself, to his sons, he gave each of those characteristics, right? It says here, Samadhi, Yoga, and Vidya, right? And Virakti, Vairagya, and so on, yeah? Renunciation. So, and it's, again says to absorb the mind in the Supreme in Krishna consciousness is the process of spiritual realization. That's absorbing the mind in Krishna consciousness. And this ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the third canto, 20th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Conversation between Maitreya Muni and Mahatma Vidur. Yeah? So, Bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So, we completed 20th and we'll continue with chapter 21st, which is Conversation between Manu and Kardam Muni. And like if we go back to Srimad Bhagavatam, yeah, as we can see, there are 12 cantos, yeah, 12 books. And we completed the first one about the creation, which talked about all the 24 avatars and everything else, and Bhishma Stuti and Kunti Stuti, right? It was so blissful. We looked into the cosmic manifestation of how the cosmic and all these 14 planets and all these different universes, everything evolved. And then about the status quo, where we are currently reading between the conversation between Mahatma Vidur and Maitreya Muni. Yeah. And do you remember how many shloks are there in those 12 cantos total?
$18,000.
18,000 shloks, yeah. So total 18,000 shloks. In Bhagavad Gita, we have 700. This is 18,000 shloks. And that's what we are reading. There are almost 332 adhyayas, chapters in 12 books. Yeah. So let's continue reading the canto 3.
We're not seeing the screen anymore.
Oh, yeah, let me share this. See it now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start. So Anilji.
जी हाँ प्रिय व्रतोत्तान पादौ स्तुतौ स्वयंभुवस्य वै यथा धर्मं जुगुपतुः सप्तद्वीपवर्तीं महीम्. The two great sons of Swayambhavu Manu, Priyavrata and Uttanapad, ruled the world consisting of 7 islands, just according to religious principles. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Maitreya Muni is telling about now Shambhuva Manu. Yeah, as we know, the first Manu in this Brahma is Shambhu Manu, and he had 2 sons, Priyavrat and Uttanpad. Yeah, and they ruled the Saptadvip. Ati Mahim is Prithvi, right? So this whole Prithvi is 7 Mahadvips. Yeah, they ruled, but what is more important mentioned here is they ruled according to the religious principles. It says Yatha Dharma Jugu Patuha. Tarun, if you want to read this.
Srimad Bhagavatam is also a history of the great rulers of different parts of the universe. In this verse, the names of Priyavrata and Uttanapada, sons of Sambhuva, are mentioned. They ruled this earth, which is divided into 7 islands. These 7 islands are still current as Asia, Europe, Africa, America, Australia, and the North and South poles. There is no chronological history of all the Indian kings in Srimad Bhagavatam, but the deeds of the most important kings, such as Priyavrata and Uttanapada, and many others like Lord Ramchandra and Maharaja Yudhishthira, are recorded because the activities of such pious kings are worth hearing. People may benefit by studying their histories. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So the reason we read this is it gives us how the 7 islands were ruled by Priyavrat and Uttanpad, who are the sons of Shambhu Manu. Yeah. Ajay?
तस्य वे दुहिता ब्रह्मान् देवहूतीत विश्रुता पत्नी प्रजापतिरुक्ता कर्दमस्य त्वया नद. O holy Brahman, O sinless one, you have spoken of his daughter known by the name Dehabhuti as the wife of the sage Kardam, the Lord of created beings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So the O holy Brahman, this is being addressed by Mahatma Vidur, and Mahatma Vidur is addressing to whom?
To Maitreya Muni.
Maitreya Muni, yeah. So Mahatma Vidur is asking Maitreya Muni, right, that he has spoken of his daughter, that is Shambhu Manu's daughter, named Dehuti, yeah, and Dehuti became wife of sage Kardam. Yeah, so sage Kardam, he says Kardamasya Tvayanadha, and that's what Mahatma Vidur is asking about to Shambhu Manu, to Maitreya Muni. Yeah, Parag, if you want to read this.
Here we are speaking of Swayambhu Manu, but in Bhagavad Gita we hear about Vaivasvat Manu. The present age belongs to the Vaivasvat Manu. Swayambhuva Manu was previously ruling, and his history begins from the Varaha age, or the millennium when the Lord appeared as the boar. There are 14 Manus in one day of the life of Brahma, and in the life of each Manu there are particular incidents. The Vaivasvat Manu of Bhagavad Gita is different from Swayambhu Manu.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So as we talked about it already, Shambhu Manu is the first Manu, right? Now we have, as we have seen, we have already passed 50% of Lord Brahma's life in this Lord Brahma's life, right? Which is 150 trillion years. So we have almost passed 7 Manus, and the current Manu is Vaivasvat Manu. Yeah, so we are all descendants of Vaivasvat Manu in this age. Yeah, but the story we are reading about right now is of the Shambhu Manu, is what is being mentioned. Yeah. Rinaji?
तस्यां स वै महायोगी युक्तायां योगलक्षणे ससर्ज कतिधा वीर्यं तन्मे शुश्रूषवे वद. How many offspring did that great yogi beget through the princess who was endowed with eightfold perfection in the yoga principles? Oh, pray tell me this, for I am eager to hear it. Hare Krishna.
Right, right. So yeah, Mahatma Gandhi is saying, I'm eager to hear it. What he wants to hear is about the princess whose name is Dehuti. Yeah, as we saw, and it's mentioned that Dehuti was Yoga Lakshane hai and Mahayogi, and basically she was endowed with the eightfold perfection in the yoga principles. Yeah, so we'll just read what are those principles. Soham.
Here Vidura inquired about Kardama Muni and his wife Devahuti, and about the children. It is described here that Devahuti was very much advanced in the performance of eightfold yoga. The 8 divisions of yoga performance are described as 1. Control of the senses, 2. Strict following of the rules and regulations, 3. Practice of the different sitting postures, 4. Control the breath, 5. Withdrawing the senses from 8 senses objects, 6. Concentration of the mind, 7. Meditation, and 8. Self-realization. After self-realization, there is further perfectional stages which are called the yoga siddhis. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Soham. So, that's what the Ast Yoga principles are. Yeah, and as we know, Dehuti and of course Rishi Kardam was the great Mahayogi himself. Yeah, so Mahatma Gandhi is asking about them. Sachin.
रुचिर्यो भगवान ब्रह्मन् दक्षो वा ब्राह्मणः सुतः यथा ससर्ज भूतानि लब्ध्वा भार्यां च मनविम्. O holy sage, tell me how the worship Ruchi and Daksha, the son of Brahma, generated children after securing as their wives the other 2 daughters of Swayambhu Manu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, like as you remember, right, what Mahatma Gandhi is trying to know now is how this universe expanded, right? The Manu, and then how everyone came in existence, all those Rishi Munis and all that. So first he's asking about Dehuti and Kardamuni, and now Mahatma Gandhi is asking about Ruchi and Daksh, right? Raja Daksh, as we know, most of us know Raja Daksh, right? So Ruchi and Daksh are also the generated children after, and then how they married to the daughters of Shambhu Manu, and how the population expanded is what Mahatma Gandhi is trying to know. Yeah, and if you just quickly read this, Ajay.
All the great personalities who increased the population in the beginning of the creation are called Prajapatis. Brahma is also known as Prajapati, as were some of his later sons. Swayambhu Manu is also known as Prajapati, as is Daksha, another son of Brahma. Swayambhu had 2 daughters, Akuti and Pasuti. The Prajapati Ruchi married Akuti, and Daksha married Pasuti. These couples and their children produced immense number of children to populate the entire universe. Vidura's inquiry was, how did they begin the population in the beginning? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So, Reenaji.
Maitreya Uvaj. Praja srijeti Bhagwan Kardamo Brahmanoditah Saraswatyam tapeste pe sahasranam samadasha. The great sage Maitreya replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardam Muni practiced penance on the bank of the river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Maitreya Vacha, Maitreya Muni is telling Mahatma Vidur, what is he saying? Right? Commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children. Yeah, so Lord Brahma, yeah, says Bhagwan Kardamo Brahmanodita. After Lord Brahma's order or request to Kardamuni, yeah, to get the children, what did he first do? First he did what? Saraswatyam tapastepe. Yeah, he went to bank of river Saraswati and he did tapasya, penance, right? How long? Sahastranam samadasha. Dash sahasra is 10,000 years. So he did tapasya for 10,000 years at the Saraswati rivers. And that yug was Satyug. Yeah. In Satyug, do you remember what is the expected age? What is the age of a living human being in Satyug?
10,000?
That's so
1 lakh probably.
100,000, right?
100,000.
So in Kali Yuga it's 100 years expected, maybe. Then the next one is Dwapar Yuga. Before Kali Yuga is Dwapar Yuga. Yeah. And Dwapar Yuga, the expected age used to be 1,000 years. And then before Dwapar Yuga was Treta Yuga. And Treta Yuga is where the expected age is 10,000 years. And in Satyug, before that, the expected age is 100,000 years. So as we can see, it's mentioned the river Saraswati for period 10,000 years, Karda Muni was doing the tapasya. Yeah. And a little long part, but I think it's pretty nice. So let's read this about tapasya, Nisha.
It is understood herein that Kardam Muni meditated in yoga for 10,000 years before attaining perfection. Similarly, we have information that Valmiki Muni also practiced yoga meditation for 60,000 years before attaining perfection. Therefore, yoga practice can be successfully performed by persons who have a very long duration of life, such as 100,000 years. In that way, it is possible to have perfection in yoga. Otherwise, there is no possibility of attaining the real perfection. Following the regulations, controlling the senses, and practicing the different sitting postures are merely the preliminary practices. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin?
We do not know how people can be captivated by the bogus yoga system in which it is stated that simply by meditating 15 minutes daily, one can attain perfection of becoming one with God. This age, which is Kali Yuga, is the age of bluffing and quarrel. Actually, there is no possibility of attaining yoga perfection by such paltry proposals. The Vedic literature, for emphasis, clearly states 3 times that in this age of Kali, Kalau nasti, eva nasti, eva nasti, eva. There is no other alternative than Hare Nama, chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what he is mentioning, we don't have 69 years, right? We don't have 10,000 years. So practicing yoga for 10,000 years is kind of impossible anyways, right? We all know that. That's a fact, right? Hare Krishna, Rasiksha Prabhuji. So the point is, what do we do in Kali Yuga is what is being mentioned. And in Kali Yuga, it says that Kalau nasti eva nasti eva nasti eva. What does that mean? Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, right, the chanting the holy name of the Lord. And what is chanting is the one, that's how we start our Srimad Bhagavatam with the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that's the way to get back to Godhead in age of Kali Yuga. So since we only have less than 2 minutes, we are going to pause here and we'll continue tomorrow with this. And, so much thankful to everyone for coming together and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So this way, with all this inspiration and active participation, we have been able to complete that second 100 session, second century session, satsang session of Srimad Bhagavatam reading, so which is really nice. And then we are also blessed with the presence of Rasik Shyam Prabhuji. So that's really great. So, want to say anything, Prabhuji?
नहीं अभी समय कम है ना
80 minutes. Kal, maybe we'll have few more minutes tomorrow. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, since we only have 1 minute, let's hear the kirtan and then we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.